Alright, welcome to another video. I didn't make an intro for this video, so I'm going to do it here while I'm tying some flies, but this is a trip that I had the other day. I just went out solo, tried to nymph up some wild browns. Just went for a couple hours because I was kind of rushed on time and did very well. So it's like late March right now, getting into early April, and it's one of my favorite times to be on the water. This video is just all GoPro footage. I go through a lot of detail and tips on how I work water, kind of what I'm looking for, reading the water. I dive into a lot of information in this video about Euro-Nymphing. It's kind of a longer fishing video than I normally make, but there's a ton of good information in it. Hopefully you guys learned something. And for those that don't know, I own my own business. I'm a fly fishing guide here in Pennsylvania. If anyone's interested in booking a trip, please shoot me an email, collinsdc@hotmail.com, or shoot me a message on Instagram or Facebook at Hardway Outdoors. It's been a phenomenal guide season already, and it's starting to ramp up here as we get into April. I'll share a couple quick pictures and videos from recent trips we've had. Can't say thank you enough to everybody that's come out. Really appreciate the support, and it's been a pleasure fishing with every single one of you. And thank you to everybody who's booked a trip in the future, and I can't wait to see some new faces come out in the water. So yeah, if anyone's interested, please get a hold of me. I offer walk wade trips for wild trout and smallmouth, as well as raft floats and jet boat trips. And then getting into mid-May, I'll start offering the overnight floats. So if anybody's interested in that for smallmouth bass, it's very fun. That's one of my favorite ways to fish. So on those trips, float through some beautiful scenic water loaded with smallmouth bass. Cook dinner and camp that night right on the stream. Wake up the next morning, do it again, and that's the end of the day. So those will be about mid-May. I'll start doing those if anybody's interested. And my books are open weekends and weekdays from now to the beginning of July when I go back to Alaska and guide up there for the summer. So I can't thank you guys enough for the support. This is shaping up to be one of the best seasons yet, and I'm very excited for this spring. So enjoy the video, and we'll see you on the water.
All right, good morning. Gonna see what we can get into here today. Gonna be doing some nymphing. Been doing a lot of streamer fishing lately, but just wanted to get out and throw some nymphs around, see what we can do here. Beautiful day here. Got to get my wading legs back. I've been so used to being in the boat, I haven't really waded too much. There's a fish. That thing slammed it. Just a little brownie. Come here, buddy. There we go, first of the day. He ate the bottom fly. It's just a black waltz worm. Little dude. Still love him. Sweet. Love you, bye. Yeah, I'm just throwing 2 waltz worms right now. Just a little black one and a little gray one. Getting to be late March right now. So bugs are gonna start getting really active here. I've already seen quite a few bug activity on other streams lately, but just a hair early for the granums, I think. They should be any day now here. Once the granums hit, that's one of my favorite hatches to nymph in. You still get some good dry fly action here and there, but nymphing during the granums is pretty insane. I like throwing just a waltz worm or a pheasant tail with a CDC collar on it, and those fish just go nuts for it. But that fish, that was a good sign how hard that fish hit it right there. This is just kind of the week where I think it's just the flip switcher, you know, late March, first week April. That's just when those fish really noticeably get off their winter feeding habits and just start gorging. It's my favorite time to go out and put up some serious numbers while nymphing. My highest numbered days are always this last week of March, first week of April, and then in the summer or late summer when you get a big rain. And if the water temperature is good and you get a big rain, those fish go absolutely nuts in the summer. This bank has just got some gnarly boulders on. I gotta watch my weight in here. Something I've personally noticed over the years of Euro-Nymphing, and something I tell all of my clients when we're doing it, is a steady hand. Steady hand goes a long, long way. So I always like to have my elbow pinned at my ribs, managing line with my left hand, so I don't have to lift my arm up. And the more your arm bounces around, it translates to your rod tip, which translates to your bugs. And if your leader's bouncing around, it's harder to detect strikes. So having a steady hand, you're going to detect way more strikes. And something pretty much everybody asks me is, did you feel that take? Did you feel that? I don't feel hardly anything. I'm going off 100% visual. My eyes are focused on my tippet ring, and I'm going off 100% visual. I don't wait to feel a hit. I'm totally just focused on that tippet ring. When it stops, stutters, drops anyway, or if my leader straightens out, I'm setting the hook every time. I'm not waiting for a fish to feel it. You know, everybody, they want the most sensitive rod or something. They want to feel the take, but I don't hardly feel it. You know, I do feel some of them, but I see them. Someone has a quote where it's like, and I hope it takes me a while to get the wording right, but it's you see 100% of the takes that you feel, but you don't feel 100% of the takes that you see. So like that one, that was just the rocks, but I visually saw it and set the hook. So whoever had that quote, I apologize, I don't know who that is, but it's a great quote, very true. I just made this leader in the parking lot, and I made the blood knot a little too big, and it's catching on my guides. I don't have a lot of time to fish today, so I'm really rushing. I'm rushing everything. You know, this time of year, especially all through April and May, I'll start fishing that lift a lot more, fishing the swing a lot more on the back end of my drift. I'll stop my rod tip, and that current just brings those bugs up, lifts them up really slow, and you get takes on that. It's rare to get a take on it when the water's cold in the winter. It still happens, but I'm always trying to, if my drift doesn't get snagged or gets eaten, I'm always trying to incorporate that lift into it at the end this time of year, and definitely all through April and May. Always making casts up the bank before I walk there, fishing these straight upstream of myself. There's one right there, straight upstream. He ate the top bug. What we got? Nice brown, same size. Easy, 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 buddy. Easy. It's okay. It's all right. So he ate the top fly, gray waltz. That's why you always cast upstream before you walk there. See ya, buddy. Being able to fish straight upstream yourself is an incredible technique to learn and know how to do. You're gonna catch way more fish because of it. What I've noticed is especially during a Granum hatch, the fish love stacking on the banks. And like I said, we're a little early for the Granums now, but when you do have a Granum hatch, those fish love stacking on the banks because those caddis will crawl out on these rocks. Same with the stoneflies, mayflies. They love crawling out on the rocks once they're hatching. And those Granums, they really get pushed. You can see all this foam getting pushed to the banks, and there's all these rocks to crawl out on. Those fish know that, and they'll really start stacking on the banks here this first week of April. So never be afraid. Fish real close to the bank. So like I'm straight upstream of myself right now. You don't get as long of a drift out of it as when you fish out in the middle, but it's enough. That glare is really bad straight upstream myself. So what I'll do, I'll incorporate a blind hook set, you know, here and there if I can't see my sighter. But you know, it's just, I've fished so many times and done this so many times, you just kind of have a feeling, you know, maybe when a fish would eat. So I'll incorporate a blind hook set, you know, if the glare is too bad and I can't see my sighter, I'll just throw in a blind hook set just to do it. And sometimes you pick up a fish doing that. Right now I'm just covering the water. I call it dissecting. So it's, I'll make a cast straight upstream, a little more to my right, a little more to my right, a little more to my right, a little more to my right. Just pick at it before I move. Just from one spot where I'm waiting. Boom, 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 boom. Just make them 6 inches, foot and a half apart. Just cover, 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 cover. And then I'll start moving back upstream and repeat. Moving one step can make all of the difference. But I'm keeping things moving. Never anchor my feet up in one spot for too long. Keeping it moving. The more fish see your fly, the more fish you're gonna catch. There's one. Come here, buddy. Just another dinker. But that was straight upstream myself again. I hit the nursery, man. Just, I think it's the same fish. 3 times in a row. He ate the top fly. So I feel like I should be catching fish, but I'm not. So I'm gonna do a quick change. So I'm using 3-pound line right now. I can either put a heavier bug up top, or I can go to 2-pound. And all I gotta do is, I'll just put a heavier bug up top, because it's quicker. And I'll switch my bead color. So I was throwing silver, so I'm gonna go to copper. Real quick change there. Let's see. I know I should be picking fish up here. There's one. That one hit pretty good. A little nicer fish. A little nicer brown. Come here, buddy. Nice. He ate the bottom fly. Black waltz. Pretty. A little bigger. Oh, that, I literally was snagged and that fish ate the top fly. That fish. What the heck? I don't even know what just happened. Because I got snagged and was just repositioning to get it off. And that fish must have just pulled it off the snag or something. Thanks, buddy. That's a big help. 5 fish pretty quick there. Nothing big yet. Pretty rare. That's definitely happened before where I've gotten snagged and a fish will grab the other fly or something. But it's really rare. There we go. There we go. That one's out of the main current. Another small one. Another little dude. Putting up a good fight though. Come here, buddy. Not bad, not bad. That one ate the top fly. Popped out already. He's just flossed up. There we go. Man, they're a little skinny. Hopefully they get some good hatches here. Fatten up. That's number 6. No way this is a fish. Yeah. Stick fish, baby. So another thing I tell people, when you hook a stick, when you hook a log or anything, don't throw it on the bank because it is full of life. Look at all those mayflies just crawling around. They love the sticks. Caddis love sticks. Do not throw something you snag on the bank. Put it right back in the river. When you throw it on the bank, you just killed a lot of bugs. Little things like that. So I'll talk a little bit about my leader here. I use Suffix as my Euro-Nymphing leader. It's Suffix High Vis Yellow, I think it's called. I don't like the Maxima Chameleon. A lot of guys running the Maxima. I don't like it. It's a denser mono. It's heavier. So it is nice to cast. It's really great to cast dry flies as well if you have to. And it's great to cast, but it limits you to nymphing farther away from your body, which I do a ton of. The Suffix is a lighter, less dense monofilament, and I can nymph way farther away from my body because it doesn't have sag. It's just a lighter mono. There's no weight. It's not dragging. If you try to do that with a Maxima leader, there's going to be a lot of sag between your rod tip and your bugs, and it's going to want to pull the bugs back to you off a natural drift. The Suffix is real light, so it doesn't want to pull them back to me. It's just get a nice drift. It's harder to cast dry flies with, but you can still manage it. So I just run a 10 feet of 10 pound, 3 feet of 8 pound, and then just some cider. On this, the leader I'm using right now it's a little short because I just made it real quick, but it's just 10 feet. But it's just 10 feet of the 10 pound Suffix, and then 8 pound, and then tippet ring. I think I put about 3 feet of the 8 pound on there. That's all I'm really running right now. I didn't even put a cider on this one. Just running it to the Suffix. But yeah, that's probably hard to see. I can never. I don't know if the GoPro can even really see my cider that well, but I can try to demonstrate how well this cider works nymphing far away. I mean, I'm 2.5 rod lengths out right there. We've got an upstream wind there really blowing it, but it's a great leader. My buddy Cody Schlemmer came up with it. We were actually fishing a competition. My leader snapped in half. He handed me this leader. I tied it on and just started railing fish. And that was probably 2017, and I haven't switched from this leader since then. Been using the same formula since 2017. There's a fish right there. It's a little shallower here. It's a nice fish, nice fish. Got a little more shoulders on them. That's a pretty one. Nice spots, nice spots. So yeah, the Suffix leader, I love it. I have put a lot of my clients onto this leader. They love it, even beginners. It's a great material to use for your leaders, for your nymphing. So now we're getting into shallower water. So I'm leading these flies a little more, getting a little more angle, downstream angle, a little more horizontal, parallel angle, however you want to talk about it. Leading them down You know, I'd fish about 6 feet of tippet, and I can fish that in 8 feet of water, and I can fish that in a foot of water. You just got to know how to manage the angle of your sighter. So shallower, you want to be more ahead of it, and deeper water, you want to be more vertical on it. Doing competitions for, I think, 3 or 4 years I did them. You don't have the time of day to switch. You don't have the time to switch your tippet length and bugs up and weight. So you really get good at fishing the same bugs, same tippet in every type of water instead of just changing all the time. You're kind of forced to just fish what you got, just so you can maximize the amount of time your flies are in the water rather than retying things. So this is a really good run right here. Got to be able to pull some more fish off this. There's one. That was sweet. Get in there, get in the net. Oh, come on, come on. Another little dude. Bunch of cookie cutters in here. Come on. We need a big one. I think that's number 8. Good to see they're in the fast water. Should be able to catch quite a few more through here. There he is. Nice fish, nice fish. Trying to shake it. Trying to shake it. Ooh, he's going for a run. He's not that big. Come here. Biggest one yet. Might only be 14. But he's got some spunk in him. Pretty fish. Ate the black waltz. Nice, nice, nice. Pretty. Ooh, see ya. I've lost count already. Dang it. Once I hit about 6 or 7, then I lose count. That fish was sitting over here on this left side. There's a lot of boulders in here, and it's just softer water. I was gonna say, that's a good little hole right there. As soon as it dropped in there, got smashed. Little dude. Whoop. He ate the top fly, so I just switched to a soft tackle pheasant tail. Little dude. Soft tackle pheasant tail up top, probably a size 16. Size 16 waltz on the bottom. Yeah, so we got this main drag in here, and just reading water goes so far. There's a couple boulders, and it just gets a little deeper right there. And as soon as they went into that little pocket, that got slammed. So when I find a really fishy spot, something I think is gonna hold fish, I'm very confident hold fish, I'll start switching the angle of my leader up and put it through the same spot, but just getting more vertical. Just pound those bugs deeper, and just try to give them a different look at it. Sometimes that will entice a strike. Good soft edge right here. There we go. That's a nice fish. Oh, that's a nice fish. That might be a 16. Just sitting on the edge. Come here, buddy. There we go. Hey, how you doing? Skinny. Why are they so skinny? Look at the head on him, though. It's a good male. I know. Yeah, hoping for some good hatches here. I mean, that's nice male fish, the big head, but super skinny. Hopefully they fatten up here. So I've only probably fished 40 yards of water, maybe 50. That's probably about a dozen fish there, just about 11 or 12 fish. So it's fishing pretty good today. Oh yeah, he slammed it. Hey, come on. Nice. Pretty one. They are feeding today. Look at the colors on him. Oh, trying to show you off here. Don't be shy. Look how pretty that fish is. Oh, that was a fish, I think. I biffed it. See, I can really hit that bank over there. It's probably hard to tell in the video, but my rod's 10 feet, so that's probably 30 feet out there. And I can get a solid drift over there with this leader. When I'm nymphing farther away from my body, I like to be behind the flies. I'll be like right even with them or behind them. So my tippet ring is behind the flies. That helps them sink a little bit more, as you can tell. Let's see what we get back here. We got them both. Let's check our hooks. Bent one of them, but we'll bend it back. So yeah, the reason I'm behind the fly, so that means my leader is kind of pointed the way it is right now. This is over exaggerating, but my flies are downstream of my rod tip, downstream of my tippet ring. I'm behind them. I'm not leading them through when I'm fishing that far away, because that's going to pull them off the seam. I'm just trying to trying to keep them on the same line they're on, and being straight even with them or a little behind them helps keep them right where they are. I'm not pulling them off their line that they want to follow. There's a fish right there. So this fish is downstream in that fast current, so I'm gonna keep a low rod tip. I'm not horsing him yet. Not really horsing him, just keeping it tight. And I'm just gonna slowly pull this fish into the soft water straight above me. Right about there. And he's ready to come in. So hooking fish on these barbless flies, getting them downstream of yourself is the enemy. You'll lose fish like that. So there's a good one. So knowing how to fight fish properly is just will help you lose less fish. So my goal right there, you know, I was mentioning how there's big boulders in here and it's tough to wade, and that water is ripping. And I don't want to wade down because it's really not safe. Unless it's a really big fish, then I'll wade down. But just gonna keep my body exactly where but I just want to keep my body right where I'm at, and just keep that fish tight and keep my rod low. If you keep your rod up, it's gonna pull them up to the surface, and that fast current's faster on the surface, so it's gonna be wanting to pull that fish down from me, away from me. So if I keep my rod low, it's gonna keep them lower in the water column where the water is slower. It's gonna keep the fish more calm. Once they get to the surface, they don't feel safe there because they feel vulnerable to eagles and osprey, blue heron. So they like to be low in the water. They're a lot more calm. So keep your rod tip low, get them in some soft water, like this nice soft water straight below me right here. So I could put them over my right shoulder, put my rod over my right shoulder, bring them into the soft water over here, or keep him low. As a smaller fish, so he was easy to mess with. But I was just keeping him tight, keeping him calm, and just slowly bringing him up straight above me into the slow water and netting them. But yeah, that's just kind of how this leader shines right there. I mean, I love nymphing farther away from my body, especially on bigger water. It's a necessity to be able to do, because you can't always wait out there. It might not be safe, or it's too fast. So this leader really shines. So this big rock here, breaking current, there's gonna be fish in here. We'll fish it close to myself and then work my way out. There's one. Easy, 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 easy. Good fish, good fish. On the pheasant tail, nice. Anywhere you had currents meeting, current seams that meet, it's always a good spot. So you got this white water here, and then it just gets a little soft right in there. This should hold a fish. Maybe there, but I'm thinking a little farther out. So right here, we'll put it through that slot. Nothing there. A little farther. Right through there. That's kind of where I'm expecting it. And there he is. Whoa, get around the boulder. Get around the boulder. Come here. Come here. Oh, popped him. That's alright. Right where I thought he'd be. See if there's another one in here. It's a good little soft slot right there. There we go. Good fish, good fish. Easy, buddy, easy. Nice fish, beautiful. That's a pretty one. On the black waltz. Another skinny one. Pretty. I love that color. Sparse brown, sparse spots on them. Came right out of this main trough here. Try a little farther out. There he is. Keep him low, keep him low. Bring him in, bring him in. Just a little farther out. That was good, that was sweet. Get in here, get in here. Oh, I muffed it, there we go. Little soft tackle pheasant tail. Nice. Nothing big today so far. Let's try the other one farther out again. There he is. That was next cast. That one ate the bottom fly, I think. Yep. Black waltz worm. I'm gonna Joe Humphreys him. There we go. Sick. See you, bud. Do it again. There he is. Beautiful. Just a bunch of dinkers today, huh? Sweet. I love calling at the birds. Getting them to gobble. We're gonna get one right here, right here, right here. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. There he is. I got you, boy. Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Come here. Nice. That's fishy over there. There he is. Just gonna say, it was fishy over there. Gonna do an alley-oop, alley-oop. Thank you. They're liking the black waltz today.